Hi everyone. It's been a week since Nicholl announced that it will change how it is accepting submissions for the submission year of 2025. So I wanted to record a bit of an update on the update, a hat on a hat, if you will, for those of you who are familiar with the term. I've been talking to a lot of writers, reading a lot of threads, gathering my own thoughts about it. Full disclosure, many moons ago, I did run a screenwriting contest that was quite successful for a good number of years. And so I'm familiar with how competitions work and the challenges they represent. So I've been putting my thoughts together with everything that I'm reading, everything that I'm hearing, and wanted to share that with you in the hopes that it will provide some clarity on what to watch for as we continue to discover what this change ultimately means. So for those of you who have been living under a rock or didn't catch the previous video, the Nicholl announced that in 2025, they will no longer be available for any layperson off the street to come in and apply through their website, which is how they've taken submission in one form or another since they launched in 1985. What they are doing this submission year is that they will be accepting submissions through what they're calling program partners. And those are going to be, or partner programs, those are going to be film schools. There are a few festivals on the list. There are a few organizations like CAPE from which they will be taking what they're calling referrals, not necessarily recommendations, as well as the Blacklist website, through which you will be able to submit to the Nicholl, or at least try to qualify to submit to the Nicholl in 2025. Now, the first thing that means right off the bat is a change in cost to the writer, right? Ultimately, previously on a submission year, you simply had to pay the upfront fee, whatever it was, $50, $60, whatever that fee was. That changes with the Blacklist if the Blacklist is where you're going in from, because with the Blacklist, you're going to have to host your screenplay, so you have to create a profile for it, which has a monthly fee to it, and also pay for evaluation, single or multiple. It's really up to you where you want to spend your money there. But there's definitely a change in the financial barrier to entry, because the fees are going up. If you get one evaluation, do you want to get multiple evaluations if you didn't get the score that you wanted, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera? That's in every writer's hands. And that is a change in that some people will not be able to afford to submit to the Nicholl with this new cost through the Blacklist. Now, I am told that once you've submitted or kind of chose that option through the Blacklist website, whatever that ends up looking like, you don't have to continue hosting after that, as long as you opted for that Nicholl option. You opted to be considered for that during the time that the Nicholl is open for submissions. So I'm told that you will not have to continue to pay hosting once it's closed for submissions. As long as you've elected to submit to that, then you are good, and you don't have to continue hosting for years and years to come. You don't have to do more than the one evaluation, is my understanding, but I'm sure more information will become available. Now, what this is doing at the end of the day is eliminating first round reads. Having run a competition before, I can tell you that the first round is really hard to plan for and to orchestrate. Oftentimes that first round is really just going to rule out a lot of scripts that don't qualify, whether it's not the right format or, it's 180 pages. Those are the things that will be kind of a quick way to rule out some of those scripts. But you just never know what you're going into. You may not have all the resources ready for it. We saw that last year. The Nicholl capped its pool of submissions to, I believe, 5,500. And that's trying to control and kind of really fully prepare for that first round of reads. Clearly, they decided this is the way to go for them. That didn't work as effectively for them for whatever reason. I do not have any insider information here. So I'm just telling you things as I interpret them from my knowledge working in this space for a very long time. Now, there's still some things that are unknown here. What we know is that they will accept referrals, whatever we're calling it, for a month's period of time in the summer of 2025. You will only be able to be referred over through these partner programs, program partners, whatever we are calling it. You will not be able to submit on their site. We don't know whether additional partners will be added to the list. The most notable absence on the current list being USC, which is the #1 film school, is not on the list for whatever reason. There are others like Emerson and also the David Lynch grad program that I teach for that are not on the list. So time will tell whether that list grows. What we still don't know is what is the percentage of screenplays that the Nicholl will take from the blacklist. We don't know if it's going to be 50% of the pool of scripts that are now kind of enter the competition vetted, or if it's going to be 10% or if it's going to be 90%. So time will tell. We also don't know, and this is a big thing, we don't know what is the blacklist evaluation threshold that we're going to be looking for. Is the Nicholl going to be taking everything that scored a 5.5 and above, or everything that scored 7.5 and above? And obviously that's from writers who are opting into the Nicholl on the blacklist website. So we still don't know that, and that's something that I'm sure will become more clarified as time goes by. But those are the things that I'm looking for, because most of my people, yes, I have people in film programs that are going to be trying to submit through that, but a lot of writers are going to look to the blacklist to submit through that option, and we will see what becomes available as far as further information about the score threshold, as well as the percentage of scripts going into the Nicholl coming from the blacklist. So watch out for those. I will say Franklin Leonard, whom I do not know personally but think well of, has been spending a lot of time online. I've seen kind of answering various threads and providing the information that he has. It sounds like they're waiting on information as well. This is a first year, so it's a learning year. I know it's not something that a lot of writers wanted, but let's try to give them some grace and see how it works, in the hopes that there will still be opportunity for everybody who wants to compete in the Nicholl to compete in the Nicholl. All right, I hope you guys found this helpful. If you did, please do subscribe for more. Sorry for the long update. Just wanted to share information. I know a lot of writers are thinking about this. Bye.